beni won kasa wo femu no ye wo na wodi kan na nkofo bebre afemu but nhihye e wo ho na emua so e wo ho de amawo problem bi a wo bia no wo share wo problem a wa solve no by half and there is a counseling center yedi impenyi a sebi wo makwadre wo entity sa counseling no mo a omo beboa mebunu bi a wo problem again ye wo entrepreneurship training hwe Ghana ye nyina pe nsano adwuma o ene ankrankra adwuma se wan kasa wo be frɛ wo ho adwuma ra anka ye nyina dodo no ye nyaaya anka ye pe but soft skills training say to say customer relations to say bookkeeping empempi no ya ye etai kosua adwuma no ye ntan kyerɛ yen enti wo be ko hotel ho no wo se bra Sunday na be gi atade no wo be do ho Sunday na atade no nye ready enya good business practice obeji usika on kyerɛ in fact baby wo hokra ukopa matade a tell no measure on kyerɛ wo mi kra mi ni tell akwa ko hun tokwada mi say na measurement ya wo measure won kyerɛ go paper so o say e won me buy no afi na tare no so nkyerɛ me enya good practice so these soft skills no precision mentality no ehia ukọ baby bebre a we are fa na nyina nkrofo ka say na yen let us utilize made in Ghana products but we call u carpenter ho na wa ye table amount na ba ko ye 3 feet na ba ko ye 2.9 afi na odi cork ni ubie inside
exactly
afi na odi anase body debi o yes next time no nipa no obe prefer say obe kwa kokra Sadia no free baby leg no say 3 feet wa ha ni nyina 3 feet so precision mentality here pa so in our resource centers no ye sign wo entrepreneurship training center e wo ho ye wo ICT facility abefu na aba enti no Ghana mebu no so wo say yeso ye competitive enti ye eni na ma bebre na baku na wo ye ho no e wo North Kanishie there are 9 others that are different stages of completion phase 1 there on the average ni nyina ye be 90% complete ye phase 2 no na ye guso a ye for the 5 na me body a kire no ye wie no a na phase 2 for the other 5 no so no na ya hyase na ye da omampenya se minim se beba bede hu enkomo enu nti na Ghana for kra fa ye so se ye bebo ye mampenyi na na dodan kwakufa do aba so unim se efiada ebe ye International Day of the Youth United Nations and na hihye ne sa every echina Ghana mebunu ebe bodompem ewo Anakazo Bible and Ministry Training Center wo Mampong
ekwapem
na ya dwene ye ho adwene oman no ho ahwe kwan a Yesu ye be fa so a Yesu ya chefa ene ye contribution ebe kan national development agenda no ho na Friday na ye the main day no ye mampenyi na nado dan kwakufado ebe baby na ye ya sign aye national youth policy comprehensive document ya ebe kire ye ko ye nim kakra uma me akwanya metumi a kire the difference between youth policy ya ye no 2010 any youth policy ya ye no 2022 yi difference ya wo mu any implementation plan o mampenyin ebe launch sa documents no na ni Ghana for kan say sa da no obi ya de a osa ye na Oliver Twist ye pe bebre dia ka ho de but ye ni aso nia o mampenyin eni na ban aye since ya o mabede ade na ye bo o mampenyin baso na yama obi biara hu se yen Ghana mebunu ye bue ye ni ehwe wa ubeba a ubedi enhihye eni dwuma egu akwamu a se ebe bua yen asiesie ye dache no ye be kai wo enti a president ya yeseti so we will honor his excellency and confer on him the award the Star of the Youth of Ghana and also
that Friday
and it's because of the numerous interventions here or the aba really and truly mini akwesi unprecedented e being see that e wo Ghana yaba kosemu ene emebunu ahodo bebre enananka omu be kefie omu ko secondary school aban eni yamampenyanda Roma sa additional na eda emebunu su say one future ebe ye curtailed one ko school we are see aye team say one ko school enu anesa say ukoko akosua adwuma kora no ye di ama wo enti say omampanyin ni aban bi ba na omo de free SHS ba Ghana mabunu enti ye ni aso.
Okay, honorable when are you CEO of the National Youth Authority? Again, Ghana mabunu here say at this point.
Yo, ye hu nhwehwemu ye hu research. Ye policy no, because I was also a part of the consultation no. Ye nim ni Ghana bebunu ehwehwe omo aspirations, omo desires, omo needs, any omo wants. Bebre, because youth is cross-cutting. And you know, you bet you me afa no baako. Ade baako bi a hia Ghana bebunu pa ejuma. Na ejuma no, emebunu na agya to mo se aban enkoa entumi fa ne pejuma. Wo mo ti ase se ewiase oman bi ani baabi a aban na fa nipa no dodo na adwuma enti no the private sector and the engine of growth. Private sector no and the absorptive capacity as far as youth employment is concerned. Youth employment was over 19%. And after all that abina year, well, I'm sure abain dodo aya form police, dodo aya form teacher, dodo aya form abain juma would be brave immigration in a safe war. Nini no youth unemployment still stands at over 19%. Na near abaina year ebebunu energy huni se abainu emma akwenya se ankrankra juma ebe peja sorry.
Okay.
Muha multimedia nipa mufa na ejuma mu across the country with all the branches that you have. Enye ejuma kitwa enye nipa kitwa na mafo ejuma mu. Udi tutu abain ankasa a radio station ni TV station ho a nipa private radio stations ni private TV stations etumi fa no edo so nche ni a GBC ya abain ne dia etumi fa. That's a clear illustration say the solution to the problem of youth unemployment no lies with the private sector. Until one by Mbia, what yen say private sector ebe peja na economy no ya developer could do so be say send nipa edini si kananka or the betua ketua or the betua aketua na say or the befa nipa jumamu company no disasi kanina koto fuel for instance because ye wodum somu enyina mahonde eni ho a nipa no ntumi fa nipa sa company kro no ntumi fa nipa so the management of the economy has a direct relationship on the capacity of private sector say omobefa nipa enrichire she interventions be aba to develop private potential and private capacity to create jobs. NEIP amba NBSSI maybe atwemu Jumakuo bi your friend NBSSI
National Board for Small Scale
edu baby a egu ye ukomu office kura cobwebs na obehu ena ye kase ya hihye mra foforo a ya dane NBSSI no to Ghana Enterprises Agency menu aba Kosiyanki ejuma obo no ho no bosu a obo eni dwetre a odima sebi ankrankra ejuma yefo enye asem kitwa ne hu embada. We can check. These are really truly unprecedented. The monies that go through, for instance, the GEA into private businesses, it being seen that.
But don't know, but said they were canning. It's a sad young Kalisa as if say you're solving the problem of the youth.
Debbie,
because
modest achievements, and this is it cannot within the last few years cannot solve the huge, humongous problem of youth unemployment. We will need some more time. And yet, they are sebi. Would the magic wand be peja?
About how many years? More time about how many years?
I think that Nina captured in our development vision. Into which your agenda 2030, Africa Nina, Ghana, the Ensono, Ewo, media misusu say investments are ye. Say yebe we 2024 eko 2028 no enu statise eswaba ena ebe hu sisi ane de misusu say there is still a lot to do, but even as we ask that they should do more no fair, and it is indeed right to say kakra ya ye kora no yebe hyɛ nso na ya encourage omo ye no se bebia ye nam no ye nka se ye dru Kena but no kra wo mu ne se ye free Misrim na ye wo no ye nam ekwan so a ye kɔ Kena na ye ti ase saa akwantu obia no ebia ɔhaw ne amanehunu baako mienu bi betumi aba but say ye to me money party ase se ye free Misrim but ye kɔ Kena edru bebia challenges bi bakra na omo be wo gidie ewo edikaifo no ene leaders no mu se mutumi eyi ye free Misrim dia ende ye betumi edru Kena but ya nya ne saa eye very easy say nkofo bi baba abedada yen say oh debi nyame fufuro bi wo baabi na ade na ohawa ba na ya free musi na nyame dia ma ye no eye ne saa pe na esi ye nananom edikanfo na omo free Misrim but omo ntumi andu Kena no na ebi abesi and nunti na we need to spare a moment just to remind ourselves say where we are in a better place as compared to where we were before. But that does not mean, and it is not a suggestion at all, say we have arrived. No. Ejuma kesiepa edaso ewoyenim. But me wo gidie, so we share National Youth Authority, yensu ya ye advocacy, any near air conning in no chere Ghana, ye crado say the problems of the youth. Bakuna ma boss watch where youth employment no ye bedu ehun adwuma. Ebiom so no the youth are also saying say ye ko school akosua de but ye ko adwuma ne aye kire yen wo school ni ne aye ye wo adwuma mu no chese twakan kese pa edemu. So they want a review of curricula to reflect the needs of industry. Ye ko school aye kire yen baby da Diego de Zambuja ebe landing on the shores of El Nina. Say we be time one Diego de Zambuja abedru Ghana. But once you are learning that one, in this global competitive we are say no. Nkofo bi de omusia coding. Bon. Nkofo bi esua robotics. Nkofo bi esua science, technology, engineering and mathematics, STEM. Minka say nia Diego de Zambuja de no minka say ehun hia o me say hia but ye tumi nya we so ka ho a eboa. So there should be a bridge, there should be a relationship between academia and then industry. And no ntino and also a aspiration and the desires of the youth of Ghana. It is captured in the National Youth Policy
document. I'm launching on Friday.
On Friday.
Well, I was saying it's about 33 minutes after 9. It's Siana do a video to our guest, Honorable Pius Enam Hadzide, the CEO National Youth Authority. In Adom 106.3 FM. Medini Kwasia Sempa, Mini CJ Newaha. Honorable Intino, in that policy, a mobile bell launch Friday. No. So the next 2 years, Ghanaian youth, where would they be?
Me that say, policy I launch Friday no, because policies are dynamic documents because circumstances and enyama ewiase sisa, enti you say emre dania na usu wa dane ho, enti policy document I launch on Friday on my penyin be launch amaye no, 2022 to 2033, 10 years.
Okay.
And we also have developed an implementation plan. So na no. For instance, education dia na can say your National Youth Authority and I say impu your mother ministry. And ye na ye be this and she no adwuma. And no a Ministry of Education. More any agencies. So yes, imebuno akasa. Ye there are two youth policy document no more. But the implementing agency to achieve the objectives of the youth policy no enye sebi another ministry, department and agency. So what we do,
but mobile collaborating with that ministry
and track it,
and
report through our sector minister to cabinet. Say afibiano National Youth Policy no eka say nebeye in education, say nebeye in agric, say nebeye in health. Na yenye what tracking mechanism, any collaboration ye was say to me building no. Na yenye track here. Na yesu report to mother ministry, the Ministry of Youth and Sports. Na onuso report to His Excellency the President and to cabinet. And ye koye nimu saa yebetumi there are indicators year by year ya nyina ya gauge a ye tregun krata so say afi first afi no beba ne wie ye no across every ministry, department and agency that has relationships with the youth. No, this is what we have to get. Now, in Kratan there will be phone so, but you debate to
no problem.
Friday, now you see hunkunya, now you follow sector by sector, indicator by indicator. In fact, so before Friday, no Thursday, your friend ministries, departments and agencies, ninja na womu. A year part of implementation no to the youth policy no ye from munyina meeting ewo anakazo
okay
na obia embra no be making commitments to the youth because youth na eba no omo free district bia wo Ghana, so it is really representative until we agriculture, defense, or interior and say education your friend for empenyfo no nyina to what we are calling a dissemination forum na obiamba or making commitment to the youth. You're on record. What your ministry, your department, or your agency is doing. You make the commitments, and then we follow up and we track what's a way. But so far, this is a government that is pro-youth. And many of the policies that are being rolled out across the many ministries, departments, and agencies, no, in the long term, no,
last week, in Ame Washe, Nsem compound or Murawa in Diabi or Hobebre, and in Biano, the left side, and Tinamini, one of the security men, Etiwo. And I saw about 5 youth, mobile beer crab brown envelope. Me frere back Bisani said, I had. Chalo ni omani mwayeshi me school me here adwuma nti me ba ha wo so mo boa me nkrofo mo ba mo hosa no munya adwuma mo
yankasa no yetumi afebi ewe adwuma mu nanu ya na mi Adom for the first time in a long time National Youth Authority yenya financial clearance ya yefa nipa kakra bi adwuma mu me sure say ye bohu deru say ye fan nipa no entida kafra yenuanumu ebia wo hu omo no edi omo brown envelopes ba but nia ye taye eso ne say ye kohwiahwia because mebunu ye de yen ye dadwene enti no yenim so say wo modwuma seme hia omo panti no yeninam na ye bisa yeninam na ye collect babia sebi needs ewo na uye bemunu baye hose upejuma sempo yankasa ye nebi krana yen yasede se ye bebua so yeni agencies like YEA yeni agencies and ebikra ye to GMPC Ghana Ports and Harbor baby bebre dinkita ho time wa ye benya se akwanya bia eda baby nan so ye dia tum framam se mbebunu embra na akwanya bi apie ewo baabi so yeboa ebiom so no na maka no eno no eye public sector no public sector we nyina ye no aban no tua nipa be 700,000 per eka university for ekeka afibia wo mu wiesu apon and enter into the job market 110,000 afibia aban ni nyina aban dwuma yefo a yetu omuka about 700,000 so aban no enkuya entumi fa nipa dwuma mu in fact omo a mo betumi afa nipa no private sector no enti ye ni private sector fo no bi kra edi nkomo se akwanya ba na mama yehu a mama yehu a ye nuanom bebunu enso epe akwanya na ya kire on se o munko asimesi company anase munko Obentin company yani omo omaka che say akwanya be ewo ho so we facilitate these things both in the public and the private sector antina yam passe ubedru ho no u shia say na bebuno be the brown envelopes be baho because they see us as a facilitating agency and indeed we are a facilitating agency.
Honorable Pius Enam Hadzide menim say budget amo submitted for 2022 it has not been released to you. Why?
Sikasem ne de abai no nhihye ye a ehia sika no dɔɔso sina mekan no Yenina ye pese ye kwan ye pe school papa ye pe hospitals papa ye pe youth resource centers ye pe nema bebre na ne nyina so eskasem na nyame nim no kre ene ne se every 2020 kusi 2021 na ewiase fa na nyina ohaw kese bi ebae uka na nkrofo bi pese o yemfa nya asrisem but many akwesi anya asrisem hwe edu ba bi a yenyina ye nam a yesi bibi enhye ye hwene ne ya no me with my limited years ya me wo wiase me ntini ho abakosem da na minim say doctor for ko ye operation a e no mo share mask but wiase kodu ba bi a nipa une uma anase mpo uyira anase ukunu ehye fie kwa yesi mo hye bibi afa edu ba bi a yesi emben wo yonko social distancing edu ba bi a ye kobo Olympic Games ye bo na afi ba kono na ye di afi atwemu eden etoso ye bo Olympic Games in 2021 no na ye ka se ye Olympic Games of 2020
yeah
ube bisa won se aden ewiase bodam be na ba wiase se even African Cup of Nation ye bo no afi we mu a na ye di afi atwemu no eden etoso na we no ubeti asesen
no but no to mean blockade the release of funds.
It was because essentially no we came to the whole world came to a standstill until Nyanka was say ye 2020 no ye no 2021 ne was say ye in 2021 no ye ba be ye no in 2022 enti aban adwuma so aban esika kwan aban de nya sika ne se ye betu ato anase aban no bebo bosia enti oje wonye adwuma obeye de nya sika de atu ato enti ye nya adwuma ye nya sika nti e de tu ato nti no aban so anya sika enti no magia to mo se budget yanka ye se nka yensa beka na ye de adwuma no yensa anka ne nyina
okay
but yet yasian so se e was say yen shisha ye niema biom because sabi ye ne hia ansa na ye ne fantasy sisi ane de baby aye gina no ye focus on ne hia ansa because ye sikasem aso man abafemu kakra
during COVID abanya ska so abang to mean complaining about sika
debi abanya ska
a lot of fans
COVID,
came in
for COVID
yes
sika bia bia no enunu eyade a yedi so COVID no ene ne hawa no enti enya sika sabi yedi di adwuma for instance COVID sika yedi to adro edi wo nkrofo free no yentumi nkasa yemfasa sika no nkosi youth resource center even though it is in our budget say be see youth resource center enti yampa se aban nya sika bi during COVID but aban na nya sika se yedi ba ba ya lole kwan aban na nya sika se yedi ba ba si school die enti se meti minyan mo bi omote ena munya ska no yenya ska no se yedi be sane pa yare yenya ska se yedi ba be to nsuan no yenya ska se yedi ba be ye enyina mahoden sabi edu be bi no yedi acha yen but I was say etua ho ka yenya sika ama nkofo enya adwuma aticha fokora na wo ma edia adwuma yen kira de abiom but yetua ka oti ase enti yenya sika that should focus on a COVID related expenditure. Ye sika ye to duani cheye. Ye sika se na make no obi yare COVID time unya COVID a okwa yare sa free. There were countries here unya COVID kwa draw ye be wo no anase treatment for COVID no una obetu ahoka. Hwe edu ba bi kwa na wo mo tu kwan a yesuru se ade no nam se enya ha na free efri amanoni na eba no. Kwesi ukai se nkofo etukwan bagana afi na edu ba bi na aban no afa ho ka ye de omo atu hotel be ye 2 weeks omo didi omo da be ye 2 weeks na yenye sure say enye mu na mudi COVID no ebeba na aban no tua ho ka enti yenya sika all right but sa sika no eye ade a ye de ye COVID ho adwuma oti ase enti ye wo say ti ase sa say sika na aban no nya ye no eye COVID related expenditure na nyame adom eno so ye bu hu kunta kama but say aban nankasa sika obenya a yedi ye development ti say etu abeba anase ti se bosia aban no bebo na enu no de ye de kwa koye sebi impuntu djuma no de covid time na nyesa ska na yenya. In fact, covid time na ska no eba afem. What was happening was that the time wa aban no was not getting revenue. The expenditure on aban no mum ekosro. So the gap was widening. Ukroya baby anka obenya sika na free no ɛhɔ so ablɔko ɛyɛ nipa no tim yɛntime mofo no ho no because yɛnya adwuma nti no yɛntumi ntu ato nti aban no ɛnyɛ sika. So the revenue was underperforming, but the expenditure was increasing because afei there was utumi yɛ nneɛma foforɔ bi ɛde masa nkrɔfo no because like ɔmanpanyin kaeɛ no we needed to protect Ghanaian lives. Say economy no ɛbɛkɔ fam dia ɛyɛ kyɛn sɛ Ghana nipa bɛwu. Well, and you know, we spared no cost to make sure say Ghana for. That is why we share mortality no. Ghana, we are one of the countries with the lowest rates of death relative to COVID. Baby, nipa we just say nipa we to say akoko. Uko Italy, do baby now. Say na mo monitor news. Yeah. Na nipa just say na yasi film.
Go street is so much we are full.
Much is a full ni na for. But Ghana, nyamia dum. Any nyamia dumni or mampenye shisha pa yendru ho. So the monies that came were the reasons why yanko yet to say other countries.
Honorable Pius Enam Hadzide, as commander of the youth in Ghana, my main friends are Ojitum se Kromayeshi.
Yes, Yajatum se Kromayeshi. Enono de yamam penyin na danko akufa do kra ekae. Debia oka. But o cheche muso say yende yen tantron che Ghana fo.
Ane yentimi nyamo hwe.
Eye fita. Eye tuntum so aye tuntum. Na ne woman say kroma yeshe. Ewiase fa na nyina there are 3 crises. Enema bi a me friend the 3 crises. F, ne nyina F. Fuel crisis, food crisis, any finance crisis. Nyame adom food crisis no kra ne de sisi ano abafem kakra because eduane ebu. Uko baby ekuafo kra complain say eduane aka omoso obi ento nti eduane bu so food crisis ne dey bafem kakra the neme bia hadwene in my mind transportation of the food from the farm gates to the big cities enunu fuel abemu na fuel no so no impacted by ntokwahuno a epeja ewo baby Russia ni Ukraine mfaso bi a eniso de ma ewiaseme de mentiase na uka so ana obi bisa se na bomb na bia belande Ghana ehu hia se bomb ni bi babelande o Ghana ne womu ni se na ewiase fananyi na womunya wo mu fuel supply no dodo na bebre minka za bebre every Russia ene Russia tuni taps mo enti anka yen Africa baby yen Africa yesu eba yakwa koto ye fan no ene ni fo no afi ewiase America o Germany o ekura kese ne nyina baby yen Africa for so yakwa koto ye de no wo muso de omani e kire ho. But you see the wiase no enye fe o ene mani bebre wo ho a abrofo na anya yen Africa for ye nya o agese omunya wie ne ebika na yesu yanya enti the problem Russia ni Ukraine tokwa no de buy ni say ama fango no anase the cost of energy generally no apeja yeso ade ne yekra nti epeja okra so uton nso ekoso kakra and again yen forest cedi ni dollar ho insensem no so amboa bebre. That is also because of the nature of our economy. Bibia yekra. But kwesi minim so person be mu.
Sure.
But kakrebia was and no it is the solutions are being formulated, but we will see the results in the medium and long term. One district, one factory aye. And no na se ejine ye na se yen Ghana for no sisi aye benya gidie ewo enuama ye wo Ghana mu a and no the pressure on the city no be bafem.
About the one district, one factory are okay. How successful has that
it's very, very successful. Me mebu no bebre mo fa yeso anya adwuma e wo one district, one factory.
Aye factories are more building.
Aye factories
more the sika mangrove.
Ye bua bebre because enema ne bebre wo ho a anka wo ye adwuma wura a wo pese wo set business ya aban no betumi agi afri ho under one district one factory no yanji ye dia chew tax holidays bebre abem eye cost to the state because anka saska no beba beboa enema fufuro bi a cost to the businessman or the jumanoba. And
do you determine the number of youth that was a factory nefa?
Debbie.
So it means
who company any part 10 ya. Untumi nkasa buy na bua until uko fani pa 8 because who nyani part 10 se on be juma.
Yes, exactly.
Uko fani pa 8 ya. Omuntu nyani part 10 juma until one obeboka. Enti ni yana say aban no be create the conducive environment.
So what if me a factory owner wabeboa me wakwenya se me fani pa 100. I decide to go and hire the service of expatriates. And also
well, the service of the expatriates no. Business people don't take these decisions just because they want to maybe punish somebody or it's about almost sustainability and their profits.
Exactly.
So expatriates na betumi aye adwuma na mawa eno na obefa unkofa.
Then what happened to the Ghanaian youth because you are building the factories to reduce unemployment.
I'm coming there.
Sure.
So say expatriates ena betumi aye adwuma na mawa unkofa expatriates but enhuka. Enti say Ghana ni betumi aye adwuma na expatriates no betumi aye sebi ni hu kakra no ewo fam che expatriate there no because expatriate no offer baby about if for nothing at all the cost of coming from baby or to Ghana no cost that somebody has to pay.
Yeah, one more be moti hadada. They are in the country already. Nya fini eko form aba.
But you see the only reason why any businessman will choose an expatriate worker over a local worker a question of capacity. And only the nobody says, oh, me bo Ghana for abroad, no Ghana ni betumi aye, but me kofa obronina wabeye. Ube boka more.
Are you aware, sir? We have a lot of Chinese in the system. They are ready and willing. They are ready and willing.
There are many of the one district, one factory for no Ghana for ne juma ho. Sa Chinese for no yehu omo hano. Many of them do not even have the capacity to do the kind of work.
They are laborers. I mean, you don't need special skills. Nipa ni betumi aye Ghana ni so ba be labor waste be labor.
Enu de oje Ghana for bi so mimi nim Ghana for bi so omo so ye djuma wo China. Enti wo ye dia ye be ye global village dia. Ghana ni be kwa ye djuma wo China. Sanso na China ni be kwa ye djuma e wo Ghana. But e wo se wo fa emra kwan so e di wo djuma. But there are many people Ghanaian and China for saying Ghana work on my 30 million people. I'm not sure that China for work Ghana crown a 100,000. I'm not sure about it. And you know, I believe say the prime beneficiaries of the one district one factory no ordinary Ghanaians. Uko kasa de ropa, uko factories ni bebrea wo mo ye djuma no. Ubehu Ghana for. I'm not sure. I've visited a few of the factories. Me hu China ni ba kokra.
Well, I'm saying it's about 7 minutes to the top of the hour. The CEO, National Youth Authority, Pius Enam Hadzide, Honorable, guest, Yanede Chuchinko Mahaya, Adom 106.3 FM. Medini Kwesi Asempa, Mini CJ, and Waha. Honorable, and you know, after National Youth Authority, what next for your political career?
Usina na mihu se mischief yaba wa. Mami fa kwenye suna minchia impesi ya sofo eso jamai nananuma himfo.
Okay.
Amanfo every boso abesi enum abesi ekwemu michia ubia.
Our constituency is so jamai. Okay. That's fine.
Yes.
And that's the next political career and the next.
Say ye nyame pa. Ye besum ye mai asum ya manfo womo eso jaman ye de impuntu ebeba eso jaman sanso na ye behwe se eso jaman ba be ye the tourist destination of Ghana. Uhwe enoma akesi ewo eso jaman, uhwe hotels akesi ewo eso jaman, bridge Adomi bridge, the first hydro generation plant ewo within Yen sub-region, West African sub-region, Akusombo Dam, and in for the tourist attractions a war a hono. we should focus on turning Sojaman into Ghana's #1 destination of choice. Umba or Ghana mo na say we Ghana nimpo a wo pese wo koji wa home wo construct baby a we must position Sojaman as the place of choice here. We say utumeko na yabuana economy no ewo hono ebetumi apagya nipa benya adwuma adesua so ahia ye papa ye bebuana ye hwehwe doctors akese engineers akese teacher for akese wo Ghana omu nyina no dodo na omu kira kwan ebeye Sojaman. So we work together with the chiefs and the people to serve in whatever capacity yende yemfa ho be bia akwanya bia woman no ebetumi ede amaye no yen ye krado say yebesum na yesum Sojaman.
And to say there you contest as member of parliament in that constituency.
Emrenudro na say eye nyame pa kwesi nyina nyame nsem.
But definitely idea that wakoma so.
Nkofo bebre aka kire me.
Okay.
Omo susu se me wo opepa no. Omo susu se me eniye ne me nkasa e kire se me pe Sojaman e kanko ne mpuntuo. Enti no eyade a mpenyimfo mebunu nipa bebre aka kire me. Meso mi bo ho mpaye. Meso mi di ho nkomo me ni mebusia ne madam fofo ene nananom ahemfo ne tibamufo nyina edi ho nkomo. Me san ebo ho mpaye so me twense otwedi apom be kire ye kwan.
But that's now you are not convinced.
O me are convinced say you betumi assume man. Yes, me are convinced.
And so we are convinced to say baby I do there we be contest there Sojaman seat.
Me twa nyame.
Nyame nyankasai. Nyame nyankasai. Really.
But
until onyame ne be kasa da ben.
Oh, time wa me party MPP amanyo kuo no ebebie akwanya se u be pese u jina party na nemu fa odimbra mejimidi se ebedu hono na nyame akasa.
Until onyame voice is tied to the timetable of your party.
Bibi sir.
Honorable Pius Enam Hadzide, well, who was that ambition to contest a Sojaman seat? So, who call na youth in Ibisau say, we are CEO National Youth Authority. DNY Yame Sojaman youth. What would you tell them?
We never be brave. Na ye juma edi abua Ghana mebunu nyina. Na nam se Sojaman so eka Ghana honte bibia ye bia no. Omosu enyamu mfaso. Free SHS ya ke ya ye medi hu dance ya kirewe. Ghana mebunu Sojaman mebunu bi enya emu mfaso. One district one factory will be or your embebunu enyamu emfaso.
No, but that is not directly adia who I see you National Youth Authority.
But
where your mampeni and the
but mampeni eji sebi adwinkyere free ho relative to bebuno.
Yeah.
Entino yensemu ayekika kika kire mampeni na ono so di ko nini yemu yehu.
But yankasanfa who directly, how have you impacted the youth? Okay.
Ubebre ejumemu financial support, development of even infrastructure. Yekasei yene assembly for no edin koma yen hihye sporting facilities ya betumi a develop the aboa constituency ye guso a ye ho enhihye training either in skills and even the soft skills kwano ye to wanamon enche ye be training a number of young people in hairdressing, cosmetology, in driving, such like this installation and tailoring. 5 trade areas. Na enye se ye training wu keke na ya jawa mawako ye training wu ya akande a wodi bedri edwuma kra no ye de beka ho amaw nti we ye such like this installation ye the signal finder ebe maw so ya set you up we ye hairdresser ye training wu ya ye the dryer ebe maw eni ho akande na ya set you up tailor for benya sewing machines eni na se for so these skills training and investment into the youth directly no so no yeah general capacity building eno so ye ne bebunu ebebre ehia din komofa lifestyles ho ne ebeye atwe ho afri niema bia ensem fata se enroboni num se ye betwe ho afri se bi teenage pregnancy ni nasifo mu nyina no yeni bebunu so shia through the various youth organizations be be youth groups. We engage, we give them education that can inure to a better future. Until we continue to keep that relationship with Esojamai bebunu ni Ghana mebunu nyina. I will only continue to do more.
Okay.
Never mind also that maybe a CEO no share and chair baby.
Oh, but now you're Deputy Information Minister, so I'll be a CEO.
Yes.
So at least the past 6 years you've been very active in governance of this country.
You're right.
Okay. Mami picked up this comment. Good morning to Honorable Pius Enam Hadzide. Now, he's been a former Deputy Information Minister and now want to contest a Sojaman seat as National Youth Authority boss. I come from Jakiti. We've been crying about our roads for all these years. Has he made any step to lobby for that road to be constructed?
Yes, he has. In fact, Ubisa in Omampenyi Enam sini this year. Obekachira won Sansuna Minister for Roads. Miami Wafa Honorable Kwesi Akwata. Minino Edi enye Jakiti nkwa kwa hudo awo ye constituency mu enkomo pi na eyeme anwanwa ye manage se ye kase yi metumi aka e de ahye nyame anuonyam se contractor no awo ye agina Jakiti kwan no wasan aba oye bridges and culverts e wo kwan no so sesi aye kase yi onu contractor na aka sakra no minino edi enkita ho na oshe bose obepeja na edwuma mu kakra sansu na ye ya ma contractor no aba back to the enumboso kwano so waba last weekend me work constituency me free hono me hu se o ma park wo mu efidie no ntimi ye madwene se week mu mini contractor no so ebe edin komona ya hwe se aden eye break bi because nipa de machines kwa brena nipa edu ba bi a wo se omoji o mahome se ye ahomeji nkua na mahu anase se bibi problem bi na aba na eno nso anamo ebetu edi afa ho no na ya hwe ntino ewo mu agina Jakiti kwa na nyekra eyampa meja to mu but se menu ano so a ofri Jakiti ono so se ofasa kwa no so na no ya obehu se ne America se contractor no ewo site a wo ye adwuma no ono ankasa so ebeji atomo eyade ahia yempa.
Honorable Pius, Elvis Dakon 3 days ago a post to be on Facebook me be me read it. As a patient's ward that can take 16 people commissioned and locked up since December 1, 2020 due to no beds, while the health center struggles to admit sick people. A Sojamine District Assembly in the Eastern Region built it with District Assembly's Common Fund, but failed to provide beds. The building, not plastered, is a theater that has also stalled. Salvation Army Clinic, Enam. Do you know about this project?
Minim said na Salvation Army Clinic no na abino any district chief executive any assembly no etu hwana mon na se yewie aya lucky eno up there news afi na mati me free ha mekwako bisemu yemi nwanwa kakra because me taiko enumpa na obi amboso ankyere me da me frɛ assembly members no mo wo mu madam fofo honorable amoya ene honorable ayesu omu no mo ye assembly members ya wo mu ewo ho ene honorable nzwa ente no me free ha me frɛ na ufre me back and as me frɛ na se na de ntie no assembly tie no me bo amane but emi nwa kakra.
I'm sure, sir, one of the issues our opponents be issue against you in this contest will be Australia visa scandal. Open up to me. Did you do it?
Do what?
But you engaged in
there was
that
nothing.
corrupted.
No, there was nothing. The police investigated this matter.
When I was selecting Crawford, you were not part of it.
Debbie. Now, sir, we need the sports department for no better much.
Yes, but you
ministries,
are here.
No, ministries have nothing to do with selection of players, coaches, or even journalists, and especially journalists.
But you influence?
No, you cannot influence. The games organizers don't even deal with ministers or government agencies. No, they deal strictly with federations. They don't deal with the ministry. In fact, me a deputy minister, and I say poor minister not yakunya say ye ball game, to say Commonwealth Games, so no bekwa, he will go as the guest of the chef de mission. Then the games organizers have no knowledge of him at all. They have no space for him at all.
And to play.
Me play and they say ya bekwa ko pesika. Edia ma federations no ma prepare. Na ya pesika edia to akandia players no any teams no ebehia. A financial mobilization na abino technical matters are strictly in the domain of the people with the competencies. Ona say propaganda.
By who?
Ona say omo de no bon dero ebebre no politics. Say na nkofo hu say Pius boy yem dodo ntino yen say ni din no mo atwa to yeso. But the good thing is that omampanyin Akufo-Addo na de ne say he munya kafa nipa no ho kra no matter how sebi Nsem hunu the allegation may sound like no. Let's look at it. And to the amount police for now, paying for police for now. Some of them became commissioners of police even before I entered into politics.
Is it not because what chiefs say intervene or the Chelpa Broman Penny Pius back and to do everything possible to protect him?
And come for me, my police for. And come on, for me, my police for.
Maybe that was a formality.
No,
even though I Chelpa band.
No. Now say a Chelpa now who can assuming Crampo and it didn't happen, it didn't even happen. But assuming it didn't happen, a Chelpa no yet my police for Nazar according to you the Mampenny. Now send a Mampenny an investigation or a police force here.
But some Mampenny they appointed IGP
and your IGP or Chichi ministers won't he?
Until you have nothing to do with
nothing.
When send him one when secure visa
it's not possible because it's not possible. Me and Kasakrobi me here visa the aqua obi na be secure mami na me mekwa ko secure ma obi ben me. I'm telling you that as minister, if I have to go to the Commonwealth Games or to any international games, nobody will send me an invite. No games organizer to say FIFA. And I said to say Commonwealth Games Association, and I said to say Olympic Games. They will not send the minister an invitation. They will not. They don't deal. And interference in sports now. You can and amount here say na.
And Crawford 10,000 amount. Pius.
Let me see. There was nobody crampo or nimi cracko din comogram on man say 10,000. It's not true. And the same Crawford no 10,000. Say by this time and come boarding. Say achi omo. Ye chinkophobia yesimu you're deporting crophobia mama by. And tianka una ye ubi ji 10,000. Na ya pamu free Australia. And tinka umbe ye did say for me 10,000 mame.
Well, so well, at least we're to do Australia.
But and
the promise was that you do Australia.
Okay. It's not true. It's propaganda. That's why it will not live. It will not survive any serious inquiry.
Only personal assistants be no yes on your behalf.
Me personal assistants. No more people of principle. No more to say me. Omo nye bibiasa da. In fact, me see akwenya kwen ni ho. Uko udi 10,000 bre obia. Who say because me nye visa me nye consular officer. Ntime de visa ma. Me nye juma embassy bia amema visa. Ntime de ma visa. Me ankasa me pe visa, so I go through the application processes. And me de visa ma.
Pius scandal na help out.
Debi. On na say dey intro dey be me dey wo kwan be so. Ade intro. I will be Enam. Omo kakra no. Ye free radio station. Omo ye ko. Ye pia bonti ankasa be massa for it. Is there Enam be bo yem. and yes, who high end no more yet. There's no truth in it. Speak to your sports people, they will explain to you. Look, even the journalists who they claim that they went to their games, journalists be ebekwa. You don't need the ministry's permission, you don't even need to inform us. Journalists leave your studio, Adom FM. They cover games. Be some say, 10 banner, a BC that say, ubekwa, was a Uba ministry. And it's not true. You yourself, the radio station, you sponsor your own people, you facilitate their own travels. Oh, in the case of the Commonwealth Games, there was a portal be or maybe until who kwesi na upesa ukwa. Ubekwa ko fili form be online, internet so abefu. You go on the internet yourself and enter your name, your radio station, Juma Uye, se wunin obi na ekwa na wodi nipa ne din so aka ho. It was all on the net. Uye no omo di bibibe omo be ma response on the net to your mail. The mail now was udi they will give you a response on your mail. Na me na answer na obe send mail I just say ube man Pius 10,000 sa wako ye ako send mail. Is that what you are suggesting? It didn't happen. It's an intro.
Pius Enam Hadzide.
What I know, let me what I do know.
Yeah.
Say ebi abetu me see and then he say I know a young man who traveled to Australia. I know him in Ghana say a journalist. I know because wa interview me pen. Na matise odru hono. Australia for no were not convinced say a journalist. But you see, Australia for no ye mistake. They think that or maybe it is Australia. Ghana ha ye koye sports report here. Ye to me the phone. Etu ya no na ye ma commentary. Ye to me the phone ya etu ya no na ye the commentary. And he say obi bedru ho. Na obi san say usi wo ye journalist who ba be cover games. Wo akandi a wo di ba be cover games no. Eno we na o che wo say eno ni phone no a. Omu no ho no eye onwanwa. Because omu ho no was yetumi who microphones, yetumi hear who enema earpiece. You know who set up a brofo for the year commentary. Unim set up a yes ye the commentary. Me to me cost studio na obi di ni phone na tuna na ye na oka but commentary no man no. Then the visa the consular guy now or now obeji wetu no. He's not convinced. Na visa so uji America nyina uji visa. Udu America. Nipa ubeshia womu, the immigration officials ubeshia womu no, they still reserve the right to admit you or to take you back if they are not convinced to say you are who you claim to be. Until no say Australia immigration officer be enye convinced to say Ghana need journalist. I mean him say oh yeah journalist or Ghana because we interview me pen. But who we see you didn't find him holding equipment to show that or your journalist now Babe cover games into on sign a chibra. And no is a matter between that journalist and the media house the journalist is representing and then the immigration officer.
Journalist so, no obodin at that point.
Debi. And now obo me this. Me see me no me dimbe o kono kana minim se okọ. Minim asem no be asem o banza na me hu se o no so ko bi. Minim po na o kwa wo be kra me. Ade me na me hwe wo. Wo be kra me se dey. Oh, Konukrano, Opa. I mean, I've forgotten his name, but he's one of the guys from Kumasi. Sports journalism those times. I mean, himself or Dahoya. But I didn't even know say Obetu Kwai. I didn't know because I didn't have to know. It's not my business. I don't manage the radio station for them. Say Omobe Suma Obi, send Nipana Kasana Beko, and family when Yamasem Kura. So it is out of mischief or plain ignorance. Say Ubibeka say, oh, Minister B, and I say Pius Ekaho. It is plain ignorance. It cannot happen. It cannot happen.
The Pius is without corruption.
No. It cannot happen.
They've been seen that.
Debbie crap.
Do I bribe that?
Debbie.
Onje bida.
Debbie.
We are see how buy.
Debbie. Usha menim kra usuro uferi kra so odi ademude mema police ya chiwo.
Oh my god.
Honorable Pius Hadzide. But that's watch him.
Yeah, watch him.
I mean, watch him on several platforms, but the chairman or the man.
Yeah. And then watch him more.
He's giving some details. But you're finding out from Honorable.
Yeah.
Because these calls for reshuffle. And I pay. I can't watch it.
Yeah. Honorable, no, my pencil down for reshuffling. And no, my pen. No, can listen to one Benica sign as a Abuana Kakra.
Was it Mr. Pius?
Yeah.
Ne take the calls on one. Pius Becker say, are you aware of calls for reshuffle? And I pay we spoke
everything. One more course.
Oh, my foot soldiers for cracker.
There's a group.
MPP for soldiers, Alliance for
soldiers. You know, say Obama, right?
Yeah, say Obama, Pokwasi, and Nakasa. And I'm sure say when him say Obama.
Minim no madam.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Nasa ope o mampenye de onchen kakra na time no dra. Ye bie na se sisi amati se mpenyin fo bebre di omudimba. Because o mampenye pe ne betumi aye reshuffle.
No, but Pius, are you saying sir with the current governance system there shouldn't be reshuffle?
Na de na ye hu, ne ye hu se ewiase nyina abre. Na Ghana ye nhihye ya pa. Se be ye free or how no more eba.
The young say SMP are downgrading and CCC.
No, dear. Sure, look, let us not become weapons to that Abrofofono will continue to use to keep Africa in this poverty cycle forever.
But when it favors you, praise them.
No, but I'm saying, let's not even do that. Me, I've never done that. Me, I want the grading agencies to be consistent and to apply the same rules across the world. Na niema ekoso wo UK abrochire me sister wa abrochire wakache me say uko top baby food ya shops bi wo ho a wo say wo frɛ na catch wo say next week meba be top baby food ansa wo betumi anya ye nya sa de ne bi wo Ghana ye du ho UK nkofo eye santene omutu santene aso ma top fuel ye du ho e wo Ghana na grading agencies no ne ese wo abrochire omu hu.
Okay.
Now you don't know that these grading agencies, they are creations of the developed world to continue to keep Africa down there. No modify Look, when they downgrade you, uko bobosia insihu ye tua kra no wosoro. So say ye pese ye tua insihu no kra bebre they will downgrade you because ube jibosia na then premium and say interest obe kokra no ekosoro. So yeah ye wo ye man mu no. Let us appreciate Inshiranya Media Mayen.
Honorable, at the time our information ministry as deputy, did you ever comment on any of the grading systems Omnibuy? Did you?
I believe I should.
And at that time it was favoring government. Make sure show voice in my budget.
No, but I'm saying that at that time, no.
Yes.
I might have. So it depends on the context in which we are talking.
Yeah, but at that time,
so no, but I'm saying that say ye juma ye na wo grading ye and no dey wa grading ye
and ye mark you say ye unye ye there you contest.
It's like telling to me say o teacher ama pass mark last year. Na say this year ususu say mark na teacher dey ma o no enye correct ya. Nam say teacher na ma good mark before.
No, but
me say teacher mark ya o dey ma me there. I don't understand.
When it was favoring you.
Yes.
And no
you made favorable comments.
Ni na me catch up sisi a wo ka say uko school na say what train social this year now we lecture mark you ama wo so say teacher no wa ma good mark na wo bona baso na next year wakosua de wan kasa wonim akoma mu say ade de mesua watwa de no unim say answer na wo ma ya anu ana kwesi ma ye teacher na mark ne say correct the same answer no teacher na mark will say wrong ya uka yesimen can because teacher na ma good mark before and your ma wrong marks say no enka na teacher no do mistake.
So you think you are doing better?
Teacher no want to be mistake.
You are doing
that's what
better compared to other
examples. Me
maybe sir reshuffle one reshuffle.
Na reshuffle no nia me kan say na di kai o mampenyin enewo akwanya say obetumi a reshuffle opa enekra obetumi a reshuffle nkrofo e kire o madwene enne de e right say Ghana ni bia betumi a kire na adwene anase yeti kromo a nipa bebre kwa ka say by this time kra no o mampenyin da bia enya e kra nka by this time nka on dem ɛyɛ adwenkyerɛ but ɛno nkyerɛ sɛ wo aka no sante no ɛwɔ sɛ kyinkyinachi ɔmampanyin nkɔkye ɔmampanyin dada na ɔmfa ntom obi abetumi akyerɛ n'adwene me nienti a me ne ɔmo a ɔmo kye ɔmo adwene ɛnyɛ adwuma no ɛnyɛ ɔmo nienti a me ne ɔmo ɛnyɛ adwene ɛne ne sɛ media misusu sɛ ministers ya yɛwɔ sese ɔmo bo adwuma yɛbɛtumi afa no baako na yɛnka sɛ minister Ben na obi susu sɛ wanyɛ adwuma minister Ben
Pius
because resafo no yɛyɛ ne kɛkɛ
Pius say Obama mu group from
yeah, Alliance for Soldiers.
Yes. From your own political party. They are calling
now mo committee omo frame yanka omo frame meeting anka many ombe ya adwira mama kyerɛkyerɛ mu akyerɛ wo sɛ
omo no den na bɛka akyerɛ wo mo
ɛna meka no sɛ adwenkyerɛ ne de obi betumi akyerɛ ebia na obi nyaaya ebia me kura no ebia na wo mo pɛ masɛm madam fofo no ebia na meka wo anase obi foforo so nka omo nyaaya ɛbɛyɛ omo dɛsɛ wo mu nipa bi ebeba bɛyɛ minister enti omo nyaaya yɛnsise mu na oninipa bi sumbra. People have diverse motivations and reasons why they do things. Me, I was not consulted, so I cannot speak directly to the Afa Nkrofo. Meaning say omo ye serious group bi a madam for serious minded guys bi wo mu pa. But me person minti o ma se nienti a omo frɛ reshuffle no because here can say them minti ase because ne woman say are they suggesting say MPP aban no ministers because abandoning your ministers no any agencies or motions is it they are suggesting are they suggesting say omususu say abandoning ejuma and I say yenye ne keke
Pius but it should give you cause for worry
say the
one as a government two as a political party
say obi waju nchire
meba say group as sorry from your own party
yes
calling for reshuffle because they feel say
but there was a group in our party nanu ya yekoto abano there was a group in our party who thought that Asimesibi or say oye general secretary but who don't tell or Abraham is saying we are a group a democratic institution MPP no obi a kire na dwen o a democracy yekoto abanano yi group bi wo ho omope obi say general secretary group for obi super obi say general secretary group bi pe obi say chairman group bi su epe obi say chairman ye wie no dodo na edie na ye de adwuma it is a group back
that was internal this is a group omo calling they are drumming a national drum they are calling for reshuffle
and na me be say ubisa wo mo no wo say identity na reshuffle no
because I'm a morning koye.
No, but that is wrong. I'm saying that cannot no obi o kasa no meaning nyadwene da e wo kwan be so nkrofo 2 santini etofu yen 3 santini at least not yet
Pius enti comparison yen compare two countries I would dream say let's compare there be mo kasa mo Cote d'Ivoire neighboring countries what is the
Nigeria
we can talk about Nigeria. It's a neighboring country. What's the price of fuel per gallon in Nigeria?
No, me nim. Obetumi aboa me nim. Anka umame hu say sa de ne na ebe ya. Nka me de data ne nyina ebe brew. But nia me nim ne say ewiase fa na nyina no ahonche kakra ba. But you see, we must also know that the various economic paradigms are here operating no different kakra. Impempi no ye jampu akọ o yenko Togo o yenko Cote d'Ivoire. But you see Ghana ye fa ho de ye nya the relationship we have with our colonial master England and the UK different from the relationship the francophone countries have with their colonial master.
So why do you mention them?
So I didn't mention them. The people who mentioned them,
the vice president in the last lecture or boss specific
because you see for many of these francophone countries national reserves are held at the Central Bank of France. And you know they can leverage that to get some your friend is saying currency depreciation no family chain Ghana the no for because you see our economy is not tied to the apron string of our colonial master the way the economies of the francophone countries are tied to the apron strings of France. It may have its advantages and disadvantages. Say advantages but disadvantages no to make one but so we are focusing on the advantages of that arrangement. But Ghana, I'm telling you my brother, we are doing well. I'm not saying that we are in the best of times. There are challenges because Nyamakache we even a Jumemukra yen multimedia nina for. We are making a way to reflect. You are making changes to reflect the realities of the time. Well, there are many places. The salaries payable to Nkofokra Tisukakra. They have told you say increment in Biabium. So we are all at the personal level, at the state level, and even at the business level. No, people are going through difficulties, and Ghana is not being spared. But I'm saying that reshuffle now. Then the question I'm asking is that are the MPP people who are calling for a reshuffle, no? Is it their contention, say, ministers new enyejumana? Me, I believe that a reshuffle will come because very soon you be called presidential primaries, and Martin will be say some of our ministers may also be interested in running their campaigns, which would mean say when more attention be divided, and at that point, they may have to excuse themselves so that they can focus on one thing at a time. If the suggestion from AFA is that okay, sad adieno kra asasiye down until they are being distracted here, then let them say that and let's hear. But I don't see that distraction, at least not yet.
My final question, and maybe I would see and the National Communications Officer of the NDC, Sami Gemfi. Said, this is the worst government we've ever had.
Government or more cancel allowances. A buy now the allowances ne buy the worst government. Yet you papa. Me see
allowance in arrears.
Me see yan tuampono ye dika. Enti ye betua. A buy e dika de bia. Enti yan tuampono ye dika ye betua. Oh yes, but omudia no na nye ka o, na nye ka omudia. Omatwemu.
But when they've been calls to say more withdraw.
But those calls, in my view, are misplaced. They calls, no, they are not speaking to the young beneficiaries of the allowances. Training colleges, no bisa. Say yam chase you out of the schools here and come home.
Should parents pay for free?
I am telling you that who see Sami Jenfi betra on Yankuku betra have a catcher and say this is the worst government. Government here who are cancel allowances. Government now or the allowances ne buy no worse. Who went to me and free SHS. Government now or free SHS no worse.
Free SHS
no and doom so buy now obema yen kanea no worse.
Pius nyabetre. Free SHS no.
Mami ma would the list
nyabetre would you agree say parents entia for free?
So ya me dim ho ya. Mumma Sami Jenfi eni na fe for akwanya no ma be tum futu agumu sa no ma.
Na nya akwanya na bi ni. Na nya
akwanya me dim ho ya. Na sama wo ke kwesi. O sama wo ke wo kwa sorry Sunday bedu obese fita se wo kwa sorry. Asama wo ke. Asama okay, yes.
Let me correct it. So ka say ma Sami Jenfi akwanya.
Akwanya na bi dia ma.
Ya de ma Sami Jenfi.
Enu bi dia ma.
The me can say dey be. Me buy me chantro bia.
Really?
You know.
Na Sami we chantro.
Now who can but I'm giving you the example. We'll see. This is the worst government.
Yes.
Kwesi. Sebi.
Yam for free SHS. Free SHS. No, there be so what about free SHS? Parents in Tia na se momuntia.
What you are saying?
But you know say your own finance minister Eka say free SHS onyaya ka parents in Tia. Do you know that?
Oh, me nyankrofo bi kra manaka minister no ho. Say ye nyaya parents in Tia. But they are in the minority. Wo mampenyi na Ghana fo no to abama wo mu. A wo tima wo badaye, wo akumapa. Edi ma bebu no. Wo no see awufu ntua sasika no fa ya de foforo ema woma ene wankasa wo ho what you say enti no say we see obi say this is the worst government no me dem enti worse than worse to what are we comparing to?
Okay, Pius, just
what are we comparing to? Say NDC for etumi nya kukudro enti na me kura no de me nua kwesi ni CJ metu aso abompaya ma mo say asori na ya ye kono mo ma ye mfa nko ye ni ye mu because you see no credit ba
Pius, just as ye ma savia be ya machia nipa 2 NDC
me bompaya mo mama nipa 2 nyese me chia wo me bompa ye Sami Jenfi se onsua
utia Sami Jenfi
no predie
utia no
na misa bompa ye edema kuo ni nyina ndisi amanyuko se we a friends and board your friend board saying body edua omodi edua omodi kata wo mene no omunyi edua no na adwuma pa ekoso no omu.
Okay, Sami Jemfi wa humane so bezuchia.
Okay.
Pius Enam Hadzide, me fancy the youth of Ghana as a Jamaica constituency omotio or final comments.
Oh, Ghana bebu no ye di asida ene di ma otwedi ampon Ebenezer bebi a odi ya bedru nie ye nyandru hoye but nkakra ye free Misrim na ye wono nhihye egu akwam se Ghana mebu no befa omuntu mapa afra efa adwumemu ekosi apomudin ekosi yesuku asem bibia ye dadwene ye haw bia no National Youth Authority, Ministry of Youth and Sports, any ye man penyin na do rank kwakufado any MPP aban ni nyina aye krado se ye beboa na ye yi nkakra sa ahoni nyina efuho mempesu asofo so jaman we misai amo na mishemu bose muso wachefa ewo national cake no ewo mu papa sebi ya nyame ama ya kwenya a ye kebimbu amo yesum aban MPP aban mu aban yesum no yesu ebe ye nia betumi aye bia se ye chicha yesu yesa ebe kan ye de michia ye consensus executives a Alhaji Adom Musa ne dano echia 37 electoral area coordinators ni nyina any 144 polling station executives ni nyina every busu abesi tosen nanyo Enum labo esikuma finte osiabra frankedua atwemu apegusu aba nudu abuasan aba atimpoku akrade new senche twemu akomangwasi akosombo combine pumpuni twemu agina akọ dono sapo akotwemu jekiti insiona no kojokpo survey line mpamprase inyasi michia bia enche mobeti yanka. Have a very, very good day.
Abusia for Pius Enam Hadzide, CEO National Youth Authority, or person be contested for so Jamaica constituency seat. Pius, yeah, that's bebre. Oh, what catch them? I won't contest it.
Vision.
Unko. Unko.
Emrenu dra.
Well, I'm saying the question sempa many CJ as the Ankoma production team up next your work and happiness. Stay tuned. Yakram.
I bet you thought you've seen it all. You must have thought you've watched it all. Gomorrah is a new exciting